So we're going to be doing percent increase and decrease. All right, so what we're doing is we're finding the amount that is changing compared to the original amount. That's what we have to find a percent of. Our new ratio, so when you were in 6th grade, all you were doing is finding a part to whole relationship. Now we're doing the amount of change. How much did it change compared to the original amount? And that is what we need to find the percent to. Okay, so how do we find the amount change? So our first step is going to be to find the change. How much did it change? Let's look at this problem. It says the number of students in class changed from 15 to 18. So let's talk about just the change. By how many students did it change?
3.
By 3. How do we get that 3?
You add 15.
So your first step is to find the amount that it changed. We're going to find the amount changed. By how much did it change? Well, in our example, we're going to take 18 and subtract 15, and that's going to give us 3. So 3 is this number right here. So we're going to put 3 on the top.
On the bottom.
Our bottom number is the original. So this went from 15 to 18. So what was the original amount? 15. So our job now is to find the percent change. By how much did it change in a percent? We know that it changed by 3 students, but percent increase means in a percent, by how much did it change? All right? So we're going to find the percent to the ratio of 3 to 15. So what do we have to do with that one? If remember, most of these are no longer going to be our pretty numbers that easily go into 100. A lot of this we're going to have to be using Neato and dividing. But let's check it. Can we do 15 to 3?
Yes.
Oh, 15 to 3. We can't do 15 to 100, but we can do 15 to 3. Or we could simplify, right?
Yes.
What does this simplify to?
3 times 1.
1 times 3 and
3 times 5.
3 times 5 or 5 times 3. We're going to get rid of our 3, so we're left with a ratio of 1 to 5. That is equivalent to a ratio of 3 to 15. Now what are we going to ask ourselves?
And 5 goes to 100.
How do you get from 5 to 100?
Times 20.
Times 20. And what are we going to do to the top?
Times
20. So we would answer this by saying the amount, did it increase or decrease? It went from 15 to 18. Increased. The percent increase from 15 students to 18 students is 20%. The percent increase is 20% increase. Let's try this one. We sold 8 bags of popcorn yesterday. Today we sold 11 bags, and they want to know the percent increase. So our first step, remember our formula. To find percent change, we have to find the amount that it changed. And what's the bottom ratio? The bottom number? The original amount. The original amount. And then we find the percent for that. So it says we sold 8 bags yesterday, and today we sold 11. So how are we going to find the amount change? We're going to take 11, our greater number, and subtract the lesser value. And what are we going to get? 3. So 3 is going to be the amount changed. And what's going to be the original?
8.
The original is what we had yesterday, 8. Now we're going to find that into a percent. Turn 3 over 8 into a percent. Well, can we get to a pretty number this way?
No.
This way.
No.
Can we simplify?
No.
No. So what's the other way that we turn fractions into, we have to turn it into a decimal and then into a percent. So we're going to use Neato. Neato stands for numerator in, denominator out. We're going to put our decimal, pop it to the top, and put our zeros that we're going to start with. 8 goes into 3, 0 times. 8 goes into 30, 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. Then we're going to subtract. 24 subtract from 30 is 6. Bring down our next 0. 8 goes into 60. 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. And we're going to subtract. Leaves us 4. Bring down another 0. 8 goes into 40. How many times? 5. 5 times 8 is 40. We're going to subtract. Leaves us 0. And we're done. We've got the decimal value to it. What's our job now?
You turn it into a...
Percent. How do we do that?
move it over twice.
Move it over 2 spaces. 1, 2. And then put...
37.5.
So we could say 37.5%. But if they're wanting us to round it to the nearest percent, our 5 makes our 7 jump up 1. So it would round to 38%. So if they don't want you to round it, then it would be 37.5%. If they do want you to round it, it would be 38%. All right, this one says, the video game was reduced from $60 to $45. By what percentage was the price reduced? So what's our first step? To find the amount changed. How are we going to find the amount changed? So we're going to take our big number and subtract our smaller number from it. And what's going to be our original amount? Today it's from $60, so it started at $60. What is 60 minus 45? 45, 50, 55, 60, so that's 15 over 60. Can that be turned into a percent using our pretty number Not yet, right? But can it be simplified? Yes. Let's start the easy way. I know that both of them are multiples of 5. 5 would go into both of them. So this would be 3 times 5. And what about 60? 12 times 5. I'm going to get rid of my 5s and I'm left with 3 12s. Much prettier number to work with. I can simplify again. Or from here, I could just say, how do I get from 12 to 3? How do you get from 12 to 3? Divide by 4. So what do we have to do to this side? Divide our 100 by 4. And what is 100 divided by 4? 25, because there are 4 quarters in a dollar. We know that 4 times 25 is 100. So 25% would be our answer. 25% would be our answer. Let's look at the next one. This one says the price of the television was reduced from $250. So what does that tell us? What does from $250 tell you? That's the original price. It was changed to $200. What was the percent change? What does our formula tell us? How are we going to find this? Amount changed over what? Over the original. So how are we going to find amount changed? Subtract what? A big number. Subtract the smaller number from it. Over what number? Over 250. So what is 250 minus 200? 50, right? That's easy to do. 50 over 250. And we're trying to find the percent to that. Can we go from here to here? No. Can we go from here to here? Yeah, we could. But what's an easier way to do it? Simplify. What's the first step we should do?
Take out zeros.
We have a 0 on the top and a 0 on the bottom. That means that 10 is a common factor of both of them. If we divide numbers by 10, all we're doing is taking out their zeros. So we take out a 0 from here and a 0 from here. That's the same thing as dividing by 10. So now we have 5 over 25. Is that much better?
Yes.
Yes. How do we get from 25 to 5, CJ? Divide by 5, right? So 25 to 5, we're going to divide by 5. And what happens when we take 100 and divide it by 5? Gives us 20. That was one of the pretty numbers we learned last year. 20 and 5 make 100. So the percent change for the television that went from 250 to 200, the percent change was 20%. 20%. The price changed by 20%. You need to practice that vocabulary. Everybody say it. The price changed by 20%.